Hi, everyone. Welcome to Michelle's Mystic Corner. Today is Crown Share Saturday. So I hope you brought your deck with you and are ready to read along with us. So as people join in, we will be answering questions, and everybody in the chat can join along and pull cards. I will pull a card for the day. If you're a member, you can join the Zoom and pull cards with me on live. So that is a great new feature I've got going. So let's see, we have Dax in there. Better put my glasses on. And I know Dan will be along shortly. So we're just going to wait for a few people. Okay. So today I am going to be using the Gregory Scott Tarot, a tarot of positive clarity. Let's see if I can get that centered. I love this little deck. It's actually really cool. So, a card of the day. Give it a good quick shuffle here. I've been shuffling. Hi, Linda. Okay. Ooh, we got the Knight of Swords. Hey, Linda, look at this one.
Hi. Yes, I see
Hi.
it. Wow. Can you get a bit closer? Could you put it closer, maybe? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that one's
And which is
interesting.
this? And which is the pack?
A Tarot of Positive Clarity by Gregory
Positive
Scott.
Aquarian. Right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
So I guess our card of the day that we're going to use is, I guess, the Knight of Swords.
What do you make of the Knight of Swords?
Well, in this one, I feel like, so obviously he is reprimanding probably the page or the knight or his son. And it's all about communication. You know, the king of the knight of swords, here we go, he is reprimanding someone underneath him. So he is in charge of somebody, he is in charge of teaching the younger, and he has to know what the king knows to a degree. So when you see the knight and he is talking to somebody else, you got to know that the knight is also a teacher. And when you are being scolded by a teacher or the knight or someone who has some sort of authority over you, don't let it go to your head and then to your heart, because that's where you get embarrassed and then run away from your problems. Listen to what he has to say so you can learn. So the Knight of Swords, I'm saying, is your learning opportunity for today if you listen to what someone has to say, even if they're not in a good mood.
So it's so fascinating to hear the different context of each card, how it's, just sort of slightly different variations of the same theme. Can you see mine?
Oh, yes. Oh, I like yours.
Slightly Jack Sparrowy, but there we go.
It is.
And yes, definitely ease of communication. Maybe a little bit slick. That's communication. But anyway, that's my Knight of Swords.
I see him like a dancer, like expressing his communication with his dance moves through his sword fighting.
Yeah, he does look as though he's about to have a sword fight. So,
yes.
So I think communications. So that's a warlike side, yes, but then there are swords. But yes, swords are also air and communication.
Yep. I
So
love
anyway, that was mine. Thank you.
All right, so nobody has else come in yet, but it's still pretty early.
Yes, it
Oops.
is. I'm not sure how the light is doing, so I
It's
don't know how it looks from here, but the
it's
window
a little
behind me is
dark.
making me look up. Sorry?
It's a little
Seems,
dark, but it's not bad.
yeah, okay, well, maybe this way round's a bit better.
Oh yes, there we go. Oh,
Right,
hi
let me try
Jimmy.
and
Hi
turn round.
Drops. Welcome
Let's turn
in.
round a bit.
Yeah, that's much better, Linda.
Okay, I'll turn round. That'll catch the light will be in the wrong place then. So somehow I think it's doing it. See, it'll get, let's see, it's now 8 o'clock. It'll be dark in a couple of hours. So, okay. So now I'm going to make a movement. Here's one of my cats, by the way. Her name is Sweetie.
Oh, hi, sweetie.
A bit aloof at the
So,
moment, I think.
she is so pretty. Sorry, one of my granddaughters just came in and said hello.
Have a good day, Mom.
Love you, baby. We are a very busy household here.
Yeah.
There we go. Yes, much better.
Mm.
Okay. Uh, there we go. All right. So I did not. Okay. Dan says his card of the day is from Gods and Titans by Stacy DeMarco. Oh, I have one of her decks. I pulled Prometheus, which yeah, all tourism, the belief in or practice of disinterested and selfless concern for the well-being of others.
Mm.
Oh, see, and that kind of goes along with what this knight is saying, because if he wasn't reprimanding the other person, he wouldn't be concerned with the well-being of this page. And I really believe this
Mm.
is the page. Um, he is concerned with the well-being of this other person. So synchronicity with that card from Dan's deck. I like that. Okay. So, does anybody have any questions in chat? We would love to answer those. If you brought your deck, you are more than welcome to answer along with us. We are going to use the Knight of Swords along with any other cards we pull in our readings. So there is that for you. Okay.
You get my cards in a better position.
So I am going to start by, I'm just going to do a collective read for the day here because it is still early or late, I guess. Poor Linda, she's almost ready for nighttime and it's only 11 a.m. here.
Yeah, very different.
It is. Okay. So here's going to be our collective read. And so we have our Knight of Swords, which we know is about the communication, listening to other people. I also picked the Eight of Cups. When it comes to the Eight of Cups, it is in this one, she is really remembering a very emotional event, obviously, a couple of them, that brings her joy. And sometimes that's what you have to do. You have to just stop if you are really, really sad or depressed. When you need that moment to breathe, find your happy place. And sometimes that's going back to a memory that will help you remember something that you can be very grateful for. Okay. And then the next card to go along with that, is going to be the Nine of Wands. And she is, look at this. She is jumping. She is ready for action. So whatever you learn from your time of inner thought today, take it and run with it, because you can make it happen. Wands is fire, Wands is action. Take one good thing and make it happen for yourself today. So that is the collective read for everybody. Okay.
For my Nine of Wands now. Oh yes, I see that to do with harmony and balancing your energies.
And I've been putting out some more videos. I'm going through the tarot decks, 78 days of the tarot. Of course, it's going to take me more than 78 days, but I'm using 3 decks and I'm just posting them every couple of days up on the Psychic Cafe. So check those out because they are a lot of fun to watch. They're not very long, but and some of my grandkids are in some of those videos. I have been teaching my littles the tarot and they love it. So that has been an interesting, very fun journey, seeing as they're very little. They're 4 and 5, but they know, and they know that these cards are special. You got to take care of them. It's so amazing. Okay. I'm just looking in the chat. I don't see any questions yet.
That reminds me.
So I don't know if anybody has seen Miss Ellie lately on here, but Ellie and I have been in a competition. And it's an unspoken competition. So, and she has me beat by probably 200. But we are in a competition of tarot decks, which is so much fun. And I had up to 200, but I keep giving them away. The grandkids, the husband. So
The grandkids, the husband.
um so now I'm down a little bit, but when Ellie watches this, I just want her to know I will be catching up to her again very soon. And I will be doing more deck reviews because I have got some great decks. Just memory lane. Okay, memory lane. We have the Garbage Pail Kids. I will be putting out a deck review on that, or a deck walkthrough, whichever, because come on now. If you were in the 80s, I was going through this and I could smell and taste the gum from the wrapper. From those Garbage Pail Collectible Kids. That was amazing. And then we've got, not handy, but I have, if anybody has seen Labyrinth, I have the Labyrinth tarot deck. That's one of my favorite 80s movies. I'm such an 80s person. If let's see here, I have something called the Music Tarot. I picked up at the airport, and that's every card has a musician on it. A lot of people that I found get tripped up on Bob Dylan, which I think is hilarious. So check out those. I'm gonna be putting those up. Those are gonna be fun videos. And what do you think of those unique decks, Linda?
To be honest, I don't know much about them. I mean, in the 80s, I started designing my pack in the 80s, actually. And in the very beginning, I made my first tentative move to it. Did some tarot workshops in London. So lots of experimentation and meeting lots of people in interesting situations. Um, but yeah, that's a long time ago now anyway. I
Right.
don't collect tarot cards at the moment, so maybe I should. So I can't really comment on them, but it's always interesting to see the different perspectives that
It
each tarot
is.
artist brings on the cards, and that's always quite fascinating.
It really is. I really enjoy looking at the different cards because sometimes when you get two of the same card and you're just two different readings, two different, not readings, two different interpretations from the same card. And it's
Yeah.
just, it's quite a reading when that happens. I do enjoy doing that.
So it's always interesting anyway, looking at the different ways in which each card is depicted in different
Mm,
decks.
yes. I love going through the different decks.
Are you part of Deckable?
Am I web?
Are you part of Deckable? So Deckable is a place where you can upload your cards and other people can experiment with them and you can make
Hmm.
sales through it as well. Deckable.
Oh,
And I don't know where the guy comes from. I think he lives in the UK. I don't know, but I don't think he is English. I think his name is Nick Kellett sounds just ever so
Kelly.
slightly Hungarian. But then I live in
Yeah,
Hungary, so I would notice something like that.
right. I'm gonna have to check that out. That'll be interesting.
So it's another
Yes.
way to get your cards out there. But
Right.
no, getting your cards out there is extremely difficult. There's so many packs, so many people doing it now, and there's so many
Mm-hmm.
ways to do it. But yeah,
Exactly. Well,
it's a big thing.
and my vision is to get all of mine eventually done, you know, the runes, the
Hmm.
the Lenormand, the tarot, and get it all in one so it's all matching. It's all gonna be one set.
Wow.
And
But
so
Lenormand's quite different from the tarot, though, isn't it?
Lenormand is it is much different than tarot, but it's not really an oracle either because it has its own structure system.
Yes.
So it's a unique system all in its own.
Mm. Yes, these
And
are different types of Lenormand, so it's a template that can be
mhm,
worked on by any artist. But it's yeah, the oracle. You start from scratch, I suppose.
mhm. And the creator of Lenormand, the original, I should say, was Marie Anne Lenormand, who was from France.
Mm.
It was actually one of her students that made it, but they copied it off of her work.
Oh, I see.
And so, yeah, I love the Lenormand cards. I use those all the time. I think those are my
Mhm.
favorites. And my favorite, of course, is by Churro Marchetti
Oh,
because
yes.
they're my
So
little.
he's a real master of the whole thing. I've seen his work. It's brilliant.
Oh, yes, he is amazing. I am hoping to meet him in person in January if I am lucky enough to go to Florida this next January.
Where will you meet him? Oh, Florida. Mm,
Yes, I'm going to go to StarCon to be a presenter again.
nice.
Yes, I'm looking forward to it. Okay, yes. Let me answer your question.
Queen of Creation.
Yes, I believe that is Jimmy. I try to remember names. Okay, got my cards here. Okay. Okay. So the very first card I picked for you was the Four of Wands, which is a celebration. Now, in this card, it is a major change. And it's quite interesting that you said that you have a major change going on, because this is a major change for you. But however, it's interesting that I pulled the Page of Swords. So there is something you need to learn or change, or you are the Page of Swords, and there is somebody that is trying to tell you something, and you need to listen with not just your ears, okay? Because I also got the Four of Swords. There's a lot of communication for you. Um, but with this one, there's fear involved. So, whatever is going on in your mind with this change, you need to start pulling those thoughts out, those fears, um, and really put it into gear of, is this working for me? How can I change it? What can I do to change it? And who can I get to help me change it? I think that's going to be your biggest thing right there. Okay. And whatever they tell you to do, don't take it as them being mean. Take it as them just trying to look out for you and help you. So take the advice from someone, even if you think they are being harsh to you. Okay, that's what I have for you. Does anybody else have anything for Green Earth Creations?
If my cards echo what yours have said. Pulling out, pulling something now. Whoops, dropped a few. Okay, I'm going to get this one. Oh, what I've got here is the Three of Coins, actually, which is a bit different. And I see that as forging on, forging ahead with what you want to do. Sometimes if you try to think too much about something, you don't actually ever get to do it. So this is not swords. This is the coins or the discs. And I think this is an incredibly dynamic card. You can really go places with this. But if you're feeling at all indecisive, you should just move into where you just do it and get comfortable with that. So another card I could pull. Ah, interesting. Now look here, got the Four of Wands as well.
Ooh.
So that's interesting that this one's come out as well. And my interpretation of the Four of Wands is about timing. It's about choosing the right time to do it. There's a season for everything. So, yeah, strike while the iron's hot. So that's two quite dynamic cards there. The fours, by the way, are usually almost always a little bit slow in getting off the ground. So not necessarily the wands, because it's such a dynamic suit. But we've already heard a Four of Swords coming up and a Four of Wands. So there could be an element of not being able to really get into things as much as you need to. And then pick another one. Oh, this time I've got the Fool. So again, there's the feeling there that you need to just jump in and not try to overanalyze. So the more you think about what could possibly go wrong or whether or not it's the right thing to do, or the more advice you listen to, the more you will lose touch with what really needs to be done. That's my feeling. But tying this in with the idea that someone has something to tell you, that could be getting a slightly different perspective on things. What you don't want to do, though, is get bogged down and worrying with what's what. Get the feeling that there is a heads up coming from somewhere from what we've heard so far. But with a Fool, yeah, it's an excellent. It's having the beginner's mind and being and being able to just jump right into it. And along with the Three of Coins, dynamic. So
Absolutely.
yeah. So I think once you really just dive in, then I think things will start to fall into place. So, okay, there might be a heads up coming from somewhere, as we heard, but with the Four of Swords in particular, it's very easy to end up stewing. Oh, should it be this? Should it be that? Am I ready? Do I feel up to this yet? But all the cards I'm getting are saying go for it.
Yeah. And the fours in numerology really boil down to stability. So build your stability, build your own security, build your own four corners around you. Meditate, bubble up, maybe learn to get your own energy every morning and just build your security up every day. Do your own little bubbling up. Okay.
Yes, being
Hi,
a fool
buddy.
doesn't
Welcome
necessarily mean
in.
being a.
Well, I'm sorry.
So yeah, being a fool doesn't necessarily mean being a fool. It's more like surf. To me, the impression I get is more like surfing the wave, and that's where you need to go, I
Yeah.
think.
Yes. Taking that step. And Dan said, let's see if I can find it now. For green, he pulled the Vulcan. It is inventiveness, and it tells him that you need to use your wits and be creative.
Mm.
During July. Okay. So Dax is taking a part hiatus during July and August, just so everybody knows. So there's not going to be any Wednesday shows. I just wanted to remind everybody of that. Okay. And while that's going, I'm going to pull some cards for Dax and see what I need to know now or how it's going to work out. All right. So I am taking part hiatus during July and August for my hypnosis studies. Could you please pull a card on that and see what I need to know now or how it is going to work out? Okay. So for Dax. Oh, I have a hidden card in here. Ooh, we're going to save that one for a minute. That was stuck with that. So as you know, we've got the Knight of Swords. It's all about communication, about taking that step, about, maybe even having to be in charge of other people when you need to, even yourself. Sometimes you have to yell at yourself and take that, like Dax is doing, take that hiatus, right, Dax? So we have the Ace of Cups. You might be feeling emotional, but this is going to be an emotional thing for you. This is going to be a good thing. It's going to make you feel better about yourself. Um, it's going to make you, you're being handed an opportunity to increase your own mental health. There we go. You've got the Two of Pentacles. So you have some choices to make. And I know you're juggling a lot, but this will help you financially in the end. But I also have the Knight of Pentacles, which is interesting because it's got the little devil behind him. So as long as you do not, once you get through your course, as long as you do not, let this devil put you in the wrong spot by spending your earnings in areas you're not supposed to be, because connected to this card was the World card. It's going to turn out fine. So here's where I'm putting cards together. You got these two knights. Okay. So, and what I'm seeing is these two knights are good and bad, and they're both talking to you about what you want to do, about what's going on. So, what you need to remember out of all of this is you've got the angel and the devil on your shoulders yelling at you to get stuff done, to do this, to do that, but you're the one in control. You have to know that this is handed to you and this is going to work out for you because it came from the universe. Okay? Okay. So let me see what's going on here. Dan said he pulled cycles. This is just part of the cycle to advance in your journey. So enjoy and be productive. Yes, absolutely. I just thought it was interesting that you got both nights and there's, like I said, there's somebody on both of your shoulders going, do it this way, do it this way, do it this way, do it this way. No, do it your way because it's going to work out great. Okay. Let's see if I can do this here. Heloise Cycles. There you go. I'm trying to make sure it's in there. There you go, Dax. All right. So that was for Dax. Oh, thank you. I love that dragon. He is beautiful.
Forward.
Forward.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. So, right? Yeah, he's got a really beautiful Dex. That one is a really pretty one. Okay. Okay, so did you pull anything for Dex, Linda?
Yes, I did. And some ways they mirror some of the things that we've already talked about. The first card I pulled was the Queen of Cups. So that's an emotional card, and it's about getting in touch with certain deeper emotions. If that's sometimes difficult, well, it's important to make room for that and allow it to happen. Because after that, I got the Emperor, and the Emperor is all about being in control, being the boss. And I think that's already speaks for itself. It's not so to me, it's being able to let go the reins enough to allow something like the deeper emotions that the Queen of Cups is trying to bring to the front. So I'd relax the Emperor's stance a little bit. And in any case, the last card I got was the Tower. And so it could be that there will be revelations and surprises, breakthroughs even, that would be quite unexpected. And so it's important to make room for that. So I think we can say that the Emperor's a given. You've got that. Excuse me, I've got this terrible dry cough all the time. So anyway, the Queen of Cups and the Emperor, and then the Tower. So it's going to be so there could be quite an eye-opener in one way or another in what is going on. And I think it's important to deepen receptivity. The fact that you're already very much in control of all this is a given, and so you can afford to let it relax it and let's see what happens.
Hi, Carrie. Welcome in. Okay. So Carrie had a question, and she says, do you see N and I getting back together? So Okay, and here's what I have for Carrie. Again, we start with the Knight of Swords. There is some miscommunication going on between you and N. That's the first thing that is I'm seeing. And it has now all of my cards, I normally don't do reversals unless all of my cards are upside down and one is weirdly upside down. And your world right now is upside down. So what you need to focus on right now is you, because I have the Eight of Pentacles, and the Eight of Pentacles is the self-made person. So what you need to do is you need to work on you and get your mental state back to where you are feeling happy, in control of yourself, not worried about other people, because you need this card to be upright. If he does decide to get back with you, see, now when I look at N, I have the Four of Cups. So I'm seeing some pretty emotional things here. So once you work on you a little bit and get your world turned right side up, I think that maybe he might start coming back around, but I think he needs to work on himself as well, and that's why he is taking this hiatus. So if he comes back, it is because he needs to work on himself. So what you need to do is work on yourself and encourage him to work on himself. So be a friend to him first and just stay friends, and that'll encourage the relationship to grow and encourage him to come back to you. So that's what I have for you. Did you pull any cards, Miss Linda?
I did. First
Yeah.
card I pulled was the Eight of Swords. Now, as you can see, there's a lot of heat in this card and quite possibly a lot of anger in the air. And I think so it's always important to take a break from each other whilst you can cool down and get to see things from a different perspective. You really need to do that. And yeah, communications somehow have really got rather inflamed recently. So somehow you need to find a way to take the sting out of all that and get beyond that. Followed by the Six of Coins. And this is an intriguing card to get here. It's called the Alms Giver in many packs. And I suppose the connection could be here that you need, it could be that you need to put out some kind of an olive branch. And even if you still feel that he's in the wrong, maybe, or that you still feel or you're still smarting about things that got said, he might be too proud to come back unless you put out some kind of signal that you would be prepared to discuss at least what went wrong. I mean, I'm not promising that you definitely will get back together again, but at least you might be able to get to a better understanding. And the last card is the Ten of Wands. And, well, I don't know with this card. It's, to me, saying that possibly there are aspects of the relationship that have run its course anyway. You might be able to stay very good friends towards each other. It depends on how much got said and how many and what came out during that row, or areas of conflict that got so heated or got to be such painful bones of contention. So obviously everybody's different and has their own sticky points, and these can become exposed in a sensitive situation. Also, again, to me, there is going to be quite a bit of cooling for the time being, but you might be able to I think at the very least, you'll be able to get to a better understanding of each other. But it might be that there are certain aspects of the relationship that have to no longer to be before. So I hope that's helpful.
And then in the chat, Dan said he pulled typhoon. I'll get it right. And is anger and rage. His intuition tells him there is arguments and some love-hate situations that needs to be addressed in the relationship. So this is the card he pulled for you. There we go.
That seems to echo the idea that there's a lot of strong feelings about at the moment.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Typhon. Thank you. Thank you, Dax. I knew I'd get it. Typhon. Yeah, see, Typhon. I knew that. All right. So there is that card. Oh, and you were absolutely welcome, Carrie. Up anytime. Linda's audio.
Okay,
Yeah.
I've got a message here that there seems to be some microphone issues.
Yeah.
Is that true? It might be that my finger's covering the microphone at the bottom of the phone. How do I sound at the moment?
Now you sound fine.
It must be where I put my finger before then, so I have to be careful not to cover the mic. It's quite tough holding up these phones. I just don't like using computers, to be honest.
Ah, okay.
Always seems the things that go wrong with them, but yeah, on the other hand, with a phone, it's not always comfortable.
Right. Hi, Eliza. Welcome on. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Welcome to the show. So glad to have you here.
Yeah, I got the email and I was like, I'm gonna come check it out and say hello.
I'm so glad you did. And so we're just answering questions and using, I have a card of the day, which is the Knight of Swords. Here, I'll show it just in case. And we're just chit-chatting and having a great time up here. Let's see here. Hi, Gretchen. How are you today? Welcome in. Oh, we're doing good. Doing good. It's a nice, quiet Saturday.
Yes.
I haven't had one of those in a while. I may be. He needs to look himself in the mirror. Yes, okay.
Mm.
Yes, always super busy. Always, always. We are here too. Can we answer any questions for you today? And do you have a specific question or would you like a message from the universe?
Oh, I'll take a message from the universe
All
for
right.
sure. Come on, let's
Okay.
go.
You got it. All right.
Oh my goodness. Let me move.
Okay. So for Eliza, we have, so we're going to start with the Knight of Swords. There is some communication that you need to get out to somebody else. In this case, I feel like you need to be the one in charge. However, something is blocking your view. You're looking, but there's something going on behind the scenes and you're not getting a clear enough view. So you need to start digging into your intuition, okay? The next card I have is the Eight of Wands. So what you need to do is take that shot. Now is the time to do what it is that is on your heart and your mind. It is time to take your plan, put it up here, and put it onto paper and get it going. Because that's what Wands is about, is action. And this is a fast going card. So whatever it is that is your passion, the universe is saying, clear away the misunderstanding and take control of what you need to take control of and go for your passion, because now is the time. So that's what I have for you, Miss Eliza.
Well, that was awesome. Thank you so much. You've given me a lot to think about.
Awesome. Did you pull any cards, Miss Linda?
I did. The first card I pulled for Eliza, for you, Eliza, is the Eight of Cups. And the feeling there is that there's something that seems to be missing. I don't know whether you've lost your mojo in some way or enthusiasm, but you need to find out what it is that is lacking at the moment, because I get the feeling with this card that something might well be. And following by the Five of Cups. Now, now with businesses, things always go up and down, and there could be some setbacks, and you might find these rather upsetting. But remember that you do have a lot in reserve, and you can learn a lot anyway from anything that does go pear-shaped in the short term. So don't panic. Things do happen, but you do have plenty in terms of inner resources, financial resources as well, that you can draw upon if things in the short term don't seem to be going the way you'd like them to. And the last card I've got actually is the Hermit. And to me, that card is about, well, there's an element of withdrawal with the Hermit. And it seems to me that you need to go in and find your own resources. So it could be that there's plenty of people around who can give you advice, but the best advice you can possibly get is that comes from within yourself. And remember, the Eight of Cups was that sense that something is not quite there, something is missing, and you need to find out what it is. With the Hermit, you can find that mojo through listening to that inner voice. And so take some time out for yourself. It could be that you need just to get away for a short period, a holiday of some kind, and not get into a situation where, in fact, you might be more likely to be over-advised. There's always such thing as the wrong advice. The best advice comes from within. So that's the cards that I've got for you.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Linda.
And then
Welcome.
Dan got, do you want to come over here?
Huh.
Okay. Dan got Thoth.
Now, what is that? That is a card I've never seen before.
It's all about the wisdom to do what is best for you and your business.
Okay. He's
So
new.
that's what Dan got for you.
Thanks, Dan.
Okay. Now, I'd already pulled cards for Gretchen, and Gretchen's question was, how will my business be doing in the next few months? So I got the Three of Wands. So again, it's all about communication, taking control, listening to others, and also being aware of what you need to know and what you need to do. So we got the Three of Wands. So there is something coming up that you need to celebrate. So now is the time to celebrate your business. Get it out there. Maybe do advertising. Now is the time to really get your business popular, word of mouth. You have all the tools at your hands. Everything you need is right there. You just have to go and get it. You just have to put all your tools together and make this business happen. So you can't take too long. What's interesting is I got the Hermit card. So you cannot spend a lot of time thinking about, what do I need to do? Am I lost? What's going to happen? What you need to focus on is, what do I need to do right now? And then take that step. But don't overly focus, because when you overly focus, you do not get anything done. And you get a lot, you get stuff here done, stuff there done, stuff here done, but nothing completed. You need to grab this business and focus solely on it and just get it accomplished. Solely focus on the business, and it will be something to celebrate in a few months. Let's see. Gretchen says it looks like strength card, or it looks like the strength card in some. It does. I am totally hermit. I need my headspace. Yes, you will need time. Just don't overdo it. Yes. Let's see. And then Dan for Gretchen said he got Garuda, which he sees travel in your near future. That is a really pretty card. So there's that one for you. You're up, Miss Linda.
I've got the Queen of Swords for the first card for you. And that's quite a formidable character, sometimes a little bit over intellectual. But in this case, I think it's positive, because the sword, remember, can cut through things, cut through bureaucracy, cut through, just so any rude words, cut through crap, and get a lot of clarity that way as well. Wouldn't harm to get any legal advice in case you need it. And with that taken care of, we got the Wheel of Fortune. So that to me seemed could be some opportunity, some piece of luck that could really change things. So don't be afraid to take a gamble on something if your intuition's telling you to go that way. So that's so that's a dynamic card to get, and so a lot could happen. A lot could come in the next few weeks for you. And so if you see a good opportunity, as you say, you've heard a lot about this, but don't sit around, take it. And the last card I got for you is the Emperor. And I don't know what kind of business you have, and whether you have somebody else or there's somebody else behind you working with you. But it looks to me as though you need to take the reins a bit more somehow. And not just, so although for example, I've talked about taking opportunities with the Wheel of Fortune, but at the same time, I don't think it should be a question of just always going with the flow to the extent that you fail to make executive decisions, because this is what the Emperor is all about. So you will have to, you're the boss, and so you have to decide what is right and what is wrong. That's another thing. A lot of people can be afraid of making decisions in case they might be wrong, and sometimes they might be. And if they are, well, you just have to start again. So don't be afraid to act positively on what comes your way, and do something, even if you don't have all the pieces of the puzzle yet. But in the first instance, because of the Queen of Swords, I would say that there's probably a few loose ends that need to be tied up so that you've got a clearer sense of where you're going anyway. So that's what I got for you.
Awesome. Nice. Well, if there is any more questions, feel free to put them in the chat, as we are coming up at the end of this show. And I want to thank everyone for joining. We are going to be on again tomorrow. See tomorrow's show. Let me go back up. I know it's here because I just saw it. Yes, there it is. How close are you to becoming a professional tarot reader? Yay! Thank you, Ellie, Eliza, Ellie. I just saw the E. Um, yeah, how close are you to becoming a professional tarot reader? And that is going to be a fun show. So I hope you join us here tomorrow at 11 a.m. That'll be Pacific time. Let's see here. And that is also in the chat. The link for that is already in the chat. And then I'll be back. Let's see. Next Saturday, there is no show because it's the first Saturday of the month. So, 4th of July is coming up, and I hope everybody has a great and safe 4th of July. So, and if you get to have fireworks, enjoy those fireworks. They're illegal here. We have to go out of our county, which is fine, but we're not. We're just going to go watch the fireworks with the littles. Now, I can't do that, Gretchen. I'm sorry. I can't. I wish I could do the live long and prosper like Spock, but I can't. It just doesn't. My fingers don't do it. I know other people can, but I can't. I wish I could. So, that is, I guess, all most of the announcements. Be checking on the Psychic Cafe / Mystic Corner. I'll be posting more videos, and I don't see any other questions. So thank you everyone for joining. Thank you, Miss Linda and Miss Eliza. And I will talk. Yes, I love having you on here, Linda. I love your perspective. You have such a great energy.
Thank you. Yeah, that's nice to hear. Thank you very much.
Yes.
And it's very nice being on here as well.
I'm glad. We love having you. So, all right. And I will talk to everybody next week or tomorrow. Be there tomorrow. Bye, everybody.
Bye bye.